Guys, there's a lot going on this month. So in July's banking bulletin, I'll be talking interest rates, the future of Sainsbury's Bank, plus some cheeky savings/money-making tips I've found. In not so big news, the Bank of England base rate has remained at 5.25% and has been at this level since August 2023. The Bank of England uses the base rate to help level out inflation, so a higher rate should help to drive down inflation. And this has been steadily working, with inflation finally hitting the government's target of 2% in May, down from 2.3% the month before. So a lot of you might be thinking, right, well, if the inflation rates come down, why don't they lower the base rate? Well, the inflation rate has only just hit the 2% target, so it could be jumping the gun to start cutting the base rate just yet. Also, any changes need to happen very slowly to allow the economy to adjust with it. That's why we saw the base rate come up in such small increments, so 0.25, 0.5%. Otherwise, you risk throwing the economy into a recession. That said, positive inflation figures have led experts to predict that we will see some base rate cuts over the next year or so, potentially down to 4.5% by April-June 2025. While that base rate is high, it's a good time to take advantage of some high interest rates. Santander is offering 7% on its Santander Edge Saver, and First Direct is offering 7% on its regular saver. Now, these are 12-month fixed rates, so you will need to leave your cash in your account for a whole year to take advantage of that rate. And with the Santander Edge account, you can earn 7% on balances up to £4,000. With First Direct, you can earn that 7% rate on balances up to £3,600 a year. If, however, you need access to your cash a bit more readily, you don't want to leave it in a savings account for a whole year, Crew Bank is offering 4.35% interest on current account balances up to £500,000. Crew uses a tracker rate, which is 0.9% lower than the base rate, which basically means that wherever the base rate moves, Crew's interest rate is always going to be 0.9% lower. So this is definitely one to take advantage of while that base rate is high. For context, 4.35% is a good savings interest rate at the moment, let alone on current account balances. Starling Bank is only offering 3.25% interest on its current account balances, and Nationwide, they're offering 5%, which is obviously higher than Crew, but this is only for the first 12 months and only on balances up to £1,500. So Crew is definitely a top contender here for interest on current account balances. Another one in the mix is Virgin Money. They're offering a massive 10%, but it's technically a switching deal. So you only get the higher rate on your first £1,000 and only when you switch and meet all the eligibility criteria. Speaking of switching deals, unfortunately, both TSB and Santander have ended their switching deals. So if you've been thinking about switching, it's too late. No, I'm joking. There are, of course, still some switching deals available. So you can get 175 quid from both First Direct and Lloyds, 150 quid from Co-op, and £200 from Nationwide, but that is only for existing customers. And of course, there's that Virgin Money interest rate switcher deal, which I mentioned before. Now, a lot of these deals, they require you to jump through quite a lot of hoops to be eligible for that full amount. And you can check out all the T's and C's, all the eligibility criteria by clicking our switching deals guide up here. Too long didn't read. Basically, I think the First Direct deal was probably the least amount of work, and you also get access to that 7% savings account. Lloyds, they've got some good rewards with their accounts, like 12 months Disney Plus, but you might have to pay an account fee. So definitely have a good old browse on that guide I've linked up here to see if any of those are up your street. Sainsbury's Bank is also switching things up at the moment, recently announcing that they will be selling their core banking business to NatWest. This is in order to streamline and just focus on what they are good at, namely groceries, Argos and Habitat. NatWest will be taking on credit cards, loans and savings for Sainsbury's Bank, but not the Sainsbury's Bank brand or its cash machines, insurance or travel money. And the deal isn't set to be completed until the first half of 2025. So if you are a Sainsbury's Bank customer and you're a little concerned, well, there won't be any changes to your services for the time being. So stay tuned and we'll bring you updates. Unless you've been under a rock, you'll be very aware that it is Euros season, and Lloyds Bank just released some spending stats that revealed that spending on football stuff has gone up 158% in May 2024 compared to the month before. Obviously, no surprises there as we are in full Euros force, but there are ways you can actually save a little cash too by jumping on a Euro themed deal. So some of the ones I found are until the 16th of July, Co-op have a deal on 2 pizzas and a 4-pack of beer for just £5 if you're a member, £6 if not. Spa, Coke and Green King pubs are all running these kind of games and spin the wheel type promotions where you can win prizes, drinks and a free shot. So give those a Google to see if they're worth signing up for, as they require you to put a lot of your details in. And, you know, for some people, that may just be too much fat for a can of Coke. But yeah, check it out to see if you're keen on those deals. Finally, I want to touch on something that a lot of people have been talking about, which is that £100 nationwide bonus that some people did or did not receive earlier this year. So essentially, a bunch of nationwide customers received a nationwide fairer share payment of £100. This is because, as a building society, Nationwide are member-led, so when they make a profit, they try to give a little bit back to their customers. If you're wondering why you didn't get the £100, it could be because you don't have an eligible account or you didn't meet the additional requirements. So eligible accounts include a Flex Plus, Flex One, Flex Student and Flex Graduate, Flex Account, Flex Direct and Flex Basic. And additional requirements range from simply paying the monthly fee or paying a minimum deposit amount for 3 qualifying months to making at least 10 payments from your account for 3 months. I'll link those T's and C's on the Nationwide website up here so you can check those out and more, and you can make any necessary prep you need to ensure that you will get the cash next year. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe to the channel or have a click around here for more videos and product reviews, and we'll see you next time.